You can't fix distraction with willpower. You fix it by changing who you are. Because no matter how much you try to focus, if you still see yourself as the same person who scrolls, wastes time, and makes excuses, you'll always fall back into it. You can't outwork your identity. You can't outdiscipline who you believe you are. Most people try to change their habits while staying the same inside. That's why it never lasts. They uninstall apps. They block websites. They take a break. And 2 days later, they're back in the loop. Because deep down, they still identify as the man who needs distraction to escape his own reality. That's the trap. You can't delete distraction. You have to delete the version of you that craves it. Let's be real. You say you want success. You say you want discipline. But the moment boredom hits, you run back to comfort like a slave begging for a master. You scroll. You snack. You check notifications every 10 seconds like it's oxygen. That's not because you're weak. It's because you haven't built the identity that's above it yet. When your standards are low, distraction fits right in. When your standards rise, distractions feel disgusting. They don't belong. Think about it. A lion doesn't chase butterflies. A warrior doesn't check his phone in the middle of a battle. A king doesn't argue with peasants. So why do you keep engaging with things beneath your mission? Because you're still seeing yourself as someone who can afford to waste time. Someone who believes he is later. But let me tell you something. You don't. You have now. And every moment you waste, that old identity wins again. You need an identity shift. Not a new schedule. Not another productivity app. A complete internal transformation. Stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined." Start saying, "I am disciplined." Because once your identity changes, your standards change. And distractions? They can't exist in a higher standard. You don't fight them anymore. You outgrow them. When you identify as the man who scrolls, wastes time, and procrastinates, you'll always act like him. You'll always choose comfort over progress. But when you start seeing yourself as a disciplined man, you'll act like one. You'll start moving with purpose. You'll prioritize what matters. You'll cut the noise without even trying. That's the power of identity. You don't force your habits start following who you believe you are. Every time you say, "I can't focus," what you're really saying is, "My identity hasn't caught up yet." You've trained your brain to think distractions are a reward. That's the identity that loves instant gratification. That's the identity that keeps you stuck. You need to kill him, bury him, and build a new version of you from the ashes. The version of you that loves delayed rewards. The version of you that doesn't chase pleasure, he chases progress. The version of you that doesn't get high on dopamine, he gets high on discipline. Look at men like David Goggins, like Jocko Willink, like Kobe Bryant. They weren't born with insane focus. They became that. They shifted who they were. They built an identity around being obsessed with the mission. Goggins doesn't see a 4 a.m. run as punishment. It's who he is. Kobe didn't skip parties because he forced himself to. He skipped them because they didn't fit the identity of the Mamba. Jocko doesn't wake up early for motivation. He wakes up early because discipline is his nature. That's what you need to build. So how do you do it? You act like the new version of you before you feel like him. You don't wait to be ready. You act ready. You don't wait for motivation. You act disciplined. You don't say someday. You say now. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you're feeding your new identity. Every time you say no to comfort, you're burning the bridge to your old self. You want to become the man who doesn't scroll? Then stop scrolling. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. You want to be the man who works with intensity? Then do the hard task first thing in the morning. No excuses. No debate. You want to be the man who eliminates distractions? Then start seeing them as poison. Because that's what they are. They're slow, quiet killers of your potential. Action steps, the straightforward discipline guide. Wake up early. Beat your own excuses before they wake up. Do your hardest task first. It builds the identity of a finisher, not a talker. Cut one distraction a day. Delete an app. Block a site. Silence a noise. Write down your mission every morning. A warrior repeats his oath daily. Reward yourself with pride, not pleasure. Feel the satisfaction of control, not the rush of escape. Visualize your higher self. Ask, what would he do right now? Then do it. Repeat until it becomes your nature. Until focus feels like breathing. The truth is simple. When you change your identity, you change your life. The man who says, I'm trying to quit distractions stays stuck. The man who says, I don't do distractions becomes unshakable. Because he's no longer fighting temptation. He's outgrown it. He's evolved. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of focus. A version that doesn't need to be told what to do. He just executes. He just shows up. He's locked in, hungry, ruthless with his time. When you become that man, distractions stop chasing you. They give up, because they know they can't touch someone who doesn't identify with them anymore. That's when focus becomes effortless. Because now, it's who you are. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I am built for focus. So that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you're done letting distractions control you. You're building the identity of a disciplined warrior.